What's up, collective? Welcome back for your daily reading. I heard it is time to believe in yourself, honey. This is the time when things can really come alive for you. It is, oh, that flew. Hold on, that like flew way over there. Okay. Disagreements. Yeah, this is why it's important for you to believe in yourself because people are about to challenge you. They're about to challenge what your decisions, they're about to challenge, and you know why? It's affecting them emotionally. You are triggering a wound inside of these people, be it through your growth. Ooh, yeah. Okay, this is very powerful stuff because the more you step into your power and you start choosing yourself, the more you're showing how different you operate. Like other people are saying words, but you are operating out of action, which makes you so much more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. Value. Ooh. Okay, this is such a side note. So I don't know about you guys, but you know how you can get stuff through a firm, buy stuff through a firm and then pay it off, over time. I don't know why, but I have been finding it such a fascinating game to pay off my Affirm bills like before they're due. I don't know why. I've never paid a bill and been excited to pay a bill, but when it comes to those in particular, I don't know why I get overly excited about paying these things. And what has happened as a result of that is I'm starting to get extra money to help pay off other things that I'm getting excited about. Like I just had a $400 bill paid off unexpectedly that wasn't, I thought I was going to have to pay that off for months. And it was just paid off unexpectedly because I was excited about paying my Affirm bill. And now, I didn't even look at this card until this very second and realize there's money on there. Yeah, okay. So there's somebody who you had disagreements, like your values were different when it came to money, your values were different when it came. I'm also hearing with your beliefs. Something about you in particular, your beliefs are embarrassing to someone else who fully believes in what you're doing. It's like they fully believe in what you're doing, but they also see you getting made fun of. So they want to stay with the peanut gallery. They want to stay in the matrix while you are awake, living happily and freely. And then they're upset that you are living happily and freely, doing what you want, believing what you do, which is in alignment with what they actually believe, but they will not admit it because then they would have to admit that they were wrong and you were right. In their mind, they would have to admit that when really they don't have to admit that at all. All they have to do is just start going in the direction of it and show some interest. It would actually heal a lot of things between you and this person if they could do that. They are starting to notice the things that you have said or have been saying for a long time are actually valid and true through their own experiences. They are being reminded by source of the things that you've said at very poignant transformational moments in their physical life. So you've got somebody who thought they knew best and like spat off at you at the mouth, right? And then a year or two passes, they go through this experience that cooks up a whole new emotional experience inside of them that triggers the same thing that they judged you for. And now they're realizing what they went through. Oh, okay, now I get this. Like, oh. And now they're really believing what you have said, but since they've disagreed with you for so long and said, it's like they're having a hard time. They're having a hard time coming forward and admitting that okay, I can see some validity in what you're saying now because for so long they've held so strongly and truly to what they believe that they found what you had to bring to the table, like they did not appreciate what you brought to the table. And now all of a sudden they're going, sources brought them through a series of experiences to teach them your value and that you had truth in that, and that just because something worked out well for them does not mean it's going to work out for the masses. I also just got a message here of somebody who wants to, like maybe you were shown that you were going to work with somebody of a higher status, maybe in the public's eye. There was something about you awakening and you communicating with this group, this organization, this individual, whoever. um they took you and what you had to offer and they dismissed it because they didn't align with your values. But then they come around to see that what you have to say really is valid and true, and they've been watching that. And on the flip side of that, you have triggered some insecurities in this very high class, high society person, where they're thinking, am I still relevant? Am I still, it's triggered insecurities they did not know they had. Where you are somebody, it's almost like don't outshine the boss, don't outshine the mentor, because if you do, they are not going to choose you out of insecurity. So if you go out there and you're trying to outshine the boss, they may think you're trying to vie for their job. Where I don't feel like that's what this is at all. I feel like you truly just wanted companionship. You wanted to learn, you wanted to grow. And what you were shown is different than what they were shown at the time. But now somebody is seeing your value and realizing, hey, they triggered an insecurity in me of thinking if I allow this person to join me, then I become insignificant. And they have had to work through that before they came towards you, because they didn't realize that the disagreements they were having in their spirit was due to the fact that you two had different values, and that you came to come into the same place as this other person through a whole different set of experiences, through a whole different set of circumstances with source. And what you have come out knowing and bringing to the table is much more detailed than what this person had to offer. It's much more because of your experiences, and they have felt threatened by that. So while you have looked up to this person, while you have looked, oh boy, I'm getting their energy's coming through now, baby. Since you looked up to this person and you valued this person more than you valued the message you were receiving from source, this person's rejection was their insecurity. It was nothing to do with you. This person thinking they knew better because they have had a career doing something for a long period of time, or they've got a skill they've mastered for a long period of time, not realizing that even that can be expanded upon. Source is limitless. And no matter what you know now, there will always be somebody in the future that's going to know more than you, and it's time to fucking celebrate that. It is time to celebrate that in people, because we are meant to evolve and expand and grow. And if you are afraid of allowing someone else to show you something, you never will. Come on, people. You never want to be the person in the room that knows the most. You want to be around people that you can look at as a goal, around people that you can look at like, I want to learn from you. I want to strive to be and do the things that you're doing. You want to be around people like that. Because if you are around people who are below that all the time, or you are around people that disagree with where you are going, not aligning with the things that you want in life, they are only going to drag you down. That you're not, the chances of you pulling them up and out of that compared to them dragging you down, it's night and day difference. All right. And that is why Source keeps things away from you as long as they can. Because if you are not emotionally prepared to receive something and handle it with strength and grace, they don't want to give it to you and have you end up hurting more for having received that dream and then losing the dream. Do you know how much more that would hurt? Think about that. Receiving everything you want and then losing it because you had a knee-jerk reaction to some emotional experience that you weren't used to dealing with, and you acted in such a way that it just made people kind of toward you, right? You don't want that. But there's something about you here, even though you look up to a specific person, there's something about Source using you as an example, as an experience, as a teacher to them, to show them that they still have insecurities, even though they've made it to the top. They still have things they need to work through. And you know what it was? Am I still valuable? Am I still current? Do I still and meet people and touch people's hearts? It's like, if I allow this person to come in, are they going to outshine me? There was that insecurity happening, and they didn't realize that about themselves, and now they've realized it about themselves, and they've worked through that. Sources have helped this person work through that. Look, it's 3:25, which is my brother's date of death. Thank you, Joshua, for showing up. Yes. Okay. So this is what didn't I just say? Oh, that I just channeled that entire message, and then this fucking card pops out. You're a better person than I am. On it, look, you can't see it because it's written. Okay, you can kind of see it. Well, let's see. All right, you see it? unworthy. See how it says it there? You're a better person than I am. That's what I'm saying. It's like somebody was pushing you away because they didn't feel worthy. Yeah, they were lying. They pushed you away because they felt unworthy, because you were holding such a power inside of you, and they felt it so strongly that they pushed you away, right? It's like they didn't look. Do you see this? Irreplaceable. They are realizing that you are somebody. It's like, you know what? I discounted and discredited this person out of my own insecurities and not realizing they were exactly who I needed. They were exactly who I wanted, exactly who I've been asking for this entire time. And I did not recognize it when it was in front of me. Okay, this is somebody who you had a soul contract with. This is somebody who is missing your absence. And this is somebody who wants your forgiveness. Okay, they held back in the past. They held back in the past. They were not expecting to want to come back into your life and be with you, okay? They were not expecting. They're tired of holding back. They're tired of dealing with. It's like almost like they're realizing you're kind of their reflection. That what they were so triggered by, these insecurities that were triggered inside of them, they weren't realizing it was an insecurity. They were thinking they knew better, but now there's it's like source has shown them they didn't know better, and they've denied the one true and chosen one. And you are about to get the deepest apology from somebody that you held in such a high regard. I'm about to cry. You held in such a high regard and thought, like, God, if they don't want me, then what am I doing this for? And it's like, it's because you triggered their insecurities. And this whole time you thought it was because the rejection was due to you. And it was not about you this entire time. The rejection was about their insecurity the entire time. And my right ear just started ringing. Yeah. I'm leaving it there. Get into another one. I can do this for another hour because it's starting to goose up. I'll talk to you the next one. Peace and love.